Hi, my name's Sophie, and today I'm going to be showing you how Inbox agents can manually talk to customers in Inbox. So in front of us, we have a ticket that's open. We've had a message from a customer, a chatbot's responded letting them know an agent will contact them soon, and now as an Inbox agent, it's my turn to reply. There's a lot of different options going on here, so I'm going to walk you through what some of them are. The first one is just sending a basic message. So this is on WhatsApp. Anything I write in here will be sent back to the customer as a WhatsApp message. So this is a basic message. I can use emojis. I can even attach files as well. And here I can use preset message templates. But this is where Inbox agents can write in manual responses. So I'm going to reply to this customer's message with my own message. And now I'm going to wait for them to respond. Okay, so our contact's replied. Now we need to provide them with a little bit of information about Bird and what it does. Now let's say I'm just going to copy and paste in some of the first information that we have about Bird on our website. So this isn't written in the way that an agent would phrase it. Because I have an AI integration installed, I can use AI actions to improve my messages. So I'm going to try and rephrase this. Okay, AI has helped me rephrase this in a much more conversational way. The customers responded, they've got all of the information that they need for this. It's time for me to wrap up this conversation. So what I'm going to do is close this conversation. Now there's nothing in my assigned to me section, but I have got something new in my closed section. Now my assigned to me feed is empty, and over here in closed, I can see that conversation that has been closed. You can also see I have tabs at the top. With this, I can quickly jump back to the conversation that I just closed. Now, what else can I do with AI? I can also summarize this conversation by clicking the summarize button on the right-hand side. What this does is it reads through the conversation history and it puts it together in a nice little summary. This scrapes in what the inquiry was, how the Inbox agent responded to it, and how it was resolved. I can add this as an internal comment. This means that whether I'm looking back at my conversation history, someone else on my team or my manager is looking back at it, they can go back and look at this internal comment that the customer can't see and find out a little bit more about what happened in the conversation. But let's see what happens if the customer decides that they do actually have another question. If I head back to WhatsApp, I can see that a new conversation's been started. And in here, I can see the customer saying, hey, I do actually have another conversation about your marketing cloud. So here we have our new conversation. There's a few things I can do here, one of which is by clicking on Copilot on the right-hand side. This shows me information about the contact, including previous conversations that have happened, and I can quickly jump between the two. This is great for giving me context about what conversations they've had with us in the past. I can also use the Activity tab to see what messages have been sent and delivered to this customer. Having it all recorded here is really helpful because it gives any agent context about the conversations that have happened between a company and this customer, even if they haven't necessarily handled it themselves. And by looking at the internal comment, agents can quickly see what happened in a conversation with this customer in the past, and then they can get back to them. So going back to the new conversation, I have several options, one of which is to assign this to a different agent or a different team. Another is to add some tags to this conversation. So I can see that the customer has asked about our marketing cloud, so I might want to add a related tag. I think this matches with sales because they're making an inquiry about a product. So what happens if that customer sends a follow-up message? As you can see here, after the first conversation was closed, the customer came back to me to say that they actually do have another question about our marketing cloud. This starts a new conversation. But I can still see the conversation history by going to Copilot in the right-hand corner. This allows me to quickly switch between conversations, so I can see the first conversation that they had and the most recent conversation that they had. In the first conversation, because I put in that internal note, I can go back to it and quickly have a look at what happened. I can also use the Activity tab to see messages being delivered and sent to the customer. So let's go back to the latest conversation. Now looking at this, I could decide I need to add some tags to this conversation. Tags help me to categorize what's going on. Tags help me to categorize tickets. So if I go to tags in the top right hand corner, click add tags, I have a choice of two tags that we've created, support and sales. I think that because they're asking about our Marketing Cloud, this is most appropriate for sales. Now as you can see here, a bit of information is automatically added. So you can see we're starting to keep a record of all of the activity that's happened with this customer. You can see that I as an agent added the tag sales to this. So if I were to manually assign it to another agent or another team, they would quickly be able to see that the topic of this conversation is sales. I'm going to assign this to me. And send them another response. Now let's say this customer doesn't actually get back to me and I need to clear up this Assigned to Me tab on the left hand side so that I can just focus on my active conversations. What I can do is go to the conversation and then click snooze. This will add it to the snooze folder on the left hand side, clearing up my Assigned to Me feed so I'm ready to accept new incoming tickets. But what happens to that snooze conversation when the customer does respond? Here we go. Once again, because it was assigned to me when I snoozed it, it's appeared back in Assigned to Me, and I'm ready to handle it again. There's something else I can do over here with Suggest Reply. If I use the drop down, even change the tone of my response. So this customer has asked me to provide them some more information about journeys. Okay, let's go back to seeing how AI can help us. So we know we have the rephrase button here, but if you use the drop down on the right hand side, you can actually adjust the tone as well. So you can choose from default, formal, casual, fun, humorous, assertive or helpful. We're going to choose helpful and then click rephrase. Now AI has turned this into something really helpful for our customers. It highlights the main use cases and it explains to them what all of these do. Now I have more options over here. I can ask it to expand or shorten this. So let's say I've decided I wanted to make this a little bit shorter. So here's what it looks like after I've adjusted it and asked it to shorten this message. Let's see what the customer says. They're super excited. Sounds perfect. Where do I sign up? I'm going to let them know that I'm going to transfer them over to our sales team. And now I'd like to summarize this conversation again. So I'm going to turn this to add internal comment, and then I'm going to select summarize. Okay, my job here is done. What I'm going to do now is assign it over to the sales team. I can no longer respond to conversations on this because I've assigned it to the sales team. It's now their responsibility to handle.